Okay, here's the question of the day. Now, can you make $1 million? Can you be successful and famous? And can you still be a good guy? Our guests today are all running multi-million-dollar businesses in a counterculture way, because making money is not their main motive for success. We are going to talk to The Body Shop, Ben & Jerry's, Tom's of Maine, and Outback Clothing, and we're going to meet them all. Today we're talking about being socially responsible and also being a success, and there's so much to say I don't even know where to start. I'd like you to meet Devi Jacobs. She says her success started when she was 11 years old, and she used to design clothes for Barbie. She'd go around and sell them in the neighborhood. Today, Devi's success has earned her millions, and her business is called Outback Clothing. And Devi says how she runs the business may surprise a few people about Outback that is different from other clothing.
Well, it's different from other clothing, not too different from these guys being an ex-hippie also. And actually, I've just written up a current hippie. I'm not really an ex-hippie at all. And like hippies, I live in a communal situation, and we have a full-time baby in our place, and we had up to 5 dogs at one time until I rolled my chair back into a pile one morning and decided dogs didn't work. And I designed clothing for women that really fit and flatter women. It may be surprising, but not to any women, that the typical American woman isn't 5'5" and 112 pounds. Actually, the latest average is 145 pounds, except for our Asian sisters. There are a lot of them now that have moved in. So I design clothing that fit the average real woman.
Now, you have on-site childcare, so people who work for you...
No, not on-site. And it's a good point. That I'd like to say that everybody... One of the things that people look at businesses that have childcare centers or great policies, and they think, well, but I'm too small, and we can't do anything. We have to make money first. And we've always been creative, looking for ways to manage things. We have a full-time baby, and everybody takes care of the baby. It spends time in the shipping department. And then other kids, they're older, and they come in after school and take naps in the meditation room, or play in the basketball court, or in the art room, or they come in on vacations and do odd jobs, and have a flexible working schedule for the women. That there is one father there also, but for the women to come in.
Why were you raising your brothers and sisters? What happened?
Well, my father, who I realized was in the business, same business I was in, but I was in it, I got into it in such a backward kind of way that I didn't realize it was in the garment business until a year after I was in it. But he had died, which I can see now, it's a very difficult business. And then my mother got into a car accident and was brain damaged for a while. And I had brothers and sisters and took care of them.
So you started the business by blue jeans?
Started with Army. I just had my second child, which you'll see in a little while, and I was dyeing everything in sight. I was at home, living in an extended community, and I dyed her diapers hot pink, and everything that came into the house would go into the dye bath. And some of the people that I worked with were contractors, and they came in from Standard Brands one day with this great new find, a 99-cent pair of Army surplus pant, and into the dye bath they went. And then one of the women in the community cut a hole in the crotch and made a mandarin collar, and so I started to mail order that outfit and went into a store and sold it, and she said, can you make a skirt? And so we started cutting it up to a line of 30 to 50 pieces.
Why is it called Outback if you're not from Australia?
The woman that cut the hole in the crotch of the pants. she was from Australia. And with our first big order, we had to start sewing. So we started out back in the garage. We were always telling the kids we'll be out back, and so it was a pun on it.
Oh. I think that's a good idea. You mean out back behind your house.
Right.
Let's see some of the clothing. All
Great.
right?
Okay. First we have Penny. One of our gorgeous models. We do have some gorgeous models here. She's wearing an outfit from our Future Artifacts line. It's hand-loom fabrics with vegetable dyes, silver jeweled buttons, the reversible jacket. Thanks, Penny. Next is Linda. Linda's wearing a knit jacquard. A jacquard is when the design is knit into the fabric. And this is from a mola pattern of the Cuna Panama Indian. A relaxed pants, a vested jacket. Thanks, Linda. This is Mickey. She's wearing an outfit from our Free Tibet line. This is a wool mountain jacket trimmed with another knit jacquard. This jacquard has an ancient prayer word knit into the fabric. It's the hum. It's a universal sound of compassion. And on the hang tag, along with this line, we tell that. We also speak about what's happening with the Tibetans. Over 1 million people killed and monasteries destroyed, and really a culture right on the verge of extinction.
So there's messages on the hang tags of the clothing to inform women.
Hang tags.
Which one is your daughter?
My daughter is coming up next. Thanks, Mickey. There's my baby. That's Shay. She's also wearing something from the Free Tibet line, which we made up so she could come here and model for the show. We do a children's line, though. I have another one, too. Thank you. I have a daughter, Diva, also. I don't want to leave her out. She's beautiful.
You also employ people who are homeless, and the stores are kind of like community centers. And we're going to ask you what message you have to give to women. We are going to take questions from the audience and meet Tom's of Maine. Toothpaste, deodorant, things like that. Yes, sir.
Many people choose a path of life, and we the people salute you who have chose to choose your path through your heart and your consciences.
Nicely said.
Thank you.
Anita, you said it isn't sexy. Our audience thinks it's sexy.
I think what yous are doing is fantastic, and I think that the media should put more on yous than worrying about Donald Trump's divorce, and let people know there are people out there that are making money and still care about the other people. There you go.
I'd like to reply to that, because I don't think they care. I think the media takes its sort of objectivity. They say we're objective. It's absolute indifference. When you see the sort of work we do, we are cutting ground, all of us. We're creating a new vocabulary. And constantly, let me say, for me, and I guess it might be the same for you, I can sit and talk 3 hours with an intelligent Newsweek journalist, and at the 11th question, and the only question that actually gets implanted on the screen is how much, or on the papers, how much money you earn, and what are the products Princess Diana uses. Amen. They do not care about it because they can't understand what this guy is doing, what Devi is doing, what Tom's doing. They don't like it because it's not hard-edged, masculine, you know, let's roll out the money. And I think the media are 20 years behind what you're recognizing.
They're looking for a new way to judge success, and the traditional way of judging success is how much money do you make, do you have a nice house, and whatever. And, you know, as Tom's saying, it doesn't do it for you because how does it make you feel?
It doesn't fill you up inside.
And that's, you know, when you talk about our customers or people that work at our companies, they don't want to forget their lives when they come to work or when they buy a product. They want to incorporate themselves into either their work or what they're buying, what they're using to remain whole, not to segregate business from the rest of life.
I'd like to say something too. I also think that people might think, well, that's easy because we're successful, to kind of say and to talk about that. But I'd like to say I don't have any more money in the bank now than I had when I started, which wasn't very much. Money comes in, money goes out. For me, the object isn't money. Maybe that makes people nervous. Maybe they want to hear that, I'll speak for myself, that I'm successful and that I have a lot of money and that I'm using my extra money to do good. But my focus has never been money, and I always have enough. My daughter did fly out here to be with me. I'll always make sure I've always done whatever I wanted to do. It's a matter of creativity, not money, and a matter of friends and networking, and I would suggest developing that.
But you're not supposed to. One of the business things at Harvard, sir, where you're a divinity student, they say don't work with your family and don't ever have a relationship with anyone in the company.
Who are they?
Well,
They're
basically, we are changing the whole dynamics when we say that we believe in humanity and that we believe in the environment. The moment that a business has to admit to human dignity as well as human capability, you've created a problem for a business. And what we do is come from a system that affirms human dignity and environmental dignity. That's where it begins for us, and it's creation. We are finding ways of extending creation and doing so constructively. We're building new societies by doing good. We're not destroying it by private gain.
Question.
Yeah, I'm a college student and I'm involved in a community service program. What I'd like to know is it's so hard to try and get people involved about things that matter. And I really respect you guys a lot for what you're doing because you have the money to do so. And just it's hard to find ways of getting people who don't have the money to, and just to give some community service. I don't know how long it's going to take, and I heard a figure of like in the next 10 years that the businesses are really going to need to put into the community, give the community back what we've given you. And I'm really not sure how long it's going to take or if it's going to take place because everybody's so caught up in the big business and making money.
I think it's a consumer. I think it's people like you getting so mad about the products that are being made, all the services that are not being provided, but all the enormous profits. And I think you guys, every one of us, have the power to purchase or not to purchase.
Take a break. We'll be right back. Yes, you had a question.
I have a question of Debbie. I'd like you to make more money. Could you tell us where you sell your clothing?
Oh, thanks. It's sold in about 3,000 accounts. Where do we sell, Jessica?
All over. There's
the
the one with the Australian accent. Sorry.
But ask your local boutique to carry us. That'll do it.
Yes, because we all are very media conscious, I'd like to know why the Body Shop doesn't advertise.
Very simply, I would be deeply embarrassed about spending $1 million on something as daft as a moisture cream. I mean, that's it. What we do is try and make the shop so attractive. That's the advert that we have, and it is. I mean, we're told by Wall Street that we will have to advertise. Bull. We will never advertise.
I love
we
that.
advertise very little. We would prefer to put our money into community projects and get our name known that way by doing good and still getting your name out there.
Question?
I want to ask Tom, does this product sales in the drugstores?
Yes, you find it in chain drugstores and supermarkets and health food stores throughout the country.
I think at one time it was only in health food stores, and then it went a lot of different places. We'll
That's
take a
correct.
break.
You know, we're mainstream. We're not the fringe anymore.
Exactly. Isn't that interesting? So I guess I'll go on about my way after our little visit, shampooing with my Body Shop shampoo as I eat my Ben & Jerry's ice cream, wearing my Outback clothing after then finish by brushing my teeth with my Tom's toothpaste after I've recycled all of my garbage. And having done this show, if you've lasted with us, then we know you're on our side, you're one of our team. Thanks to my kids for this idea for this program today, and thank all of you for watching.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by